Wait, my child, don't scroll. This is not by accident. The very reason your finger stopped here is because heaven wanted this exact moment. Listen, God is trying to reach you, and if you ignore this, you may miss a turning point in your life. This message is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one, the one whose heart has been crying out silently while no one noticed. There is someone on your mind right now, a face, a memory, a name that rose up in your spirit the instant you heard these words. That is not coincidence. That is not imagination. That is the Spirit of God reminding you that what you thought was random is actually divine. Heaven has aligned this moment because your next decision could shape your destiny. Lean in. Stay with me until the end, because the words you are about to hear are not empty encouragement. They carry weight, they carry assignment, and they carry eternal purpose. Chosen one, understand this truth. God never wastes pain. He never allows a battle unless it is tied to your future. And the very storm you're walking through is not proof of abandonment. It is proof of purpose. That is why you are under attack. That is why you feel resistance, because the enemy only fights what he fears. Before we go further, I want you to seal this moment. If this message is stirring something in your heart, hit the like button. It may seem small, but it is an act of agreement with heaven. Subscribe so you never miss the words God releases for his chosen ones. And in the comments, type the number 77. Why 77? Because it represents divine completion and perfect spiritual order. By writing it, you declare, my story is not broken. God is completing what he started in me. Now listen carefully. That person in your life, the one who feels different, the one whose connection lingers even when you try to forget, it was never casual. It was never random. It was written before time began. God doesn't orchestrate meaningless encounters. Every detail has been a setup for something greater. Think back for a moment. Do you remember how you first met them? Maybe it was a conversation that felt strangely significant. Maybe it was a look that pierced deeper than words. Or maybe it was a moment where your spirit whispered, pay attention, this matters. That was not ordinary. That was heaven's signature, marking a divine connection that would one day become a battleground. And here's the mystery. Relationships tied to destiny are always attacked the hardest. Why? Because the enemy knows that if you endure, if you hold on, if you stay aligned, your union will produce fruit that destroys his schemes. He is terrified of what you two carry together. That's why the arguments feel heavier. That's why misunderstandings cut deeper. That's why silence feels unbearable. It is not just natural conflict, it is spiritual warfare. Chosen one, hear me. What you are facing is not about personality clashes. It's not about small disagreements. The Bible says clearly, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness. That means the real battle is unseen. The enemy magnifies small problems until they feel like mountains. He whispers lies in the night. This will never work. You should give up. You are wasting your time. But deep down, your spirit aches because it knows the truth that this connection is not ordinary, it is assignment. Let me give you perspective. Think of Moses. Before he could lead Israel out of Egypt, he faced rejection, fear, and wilderness. Think of Esther. Before she saved her people, she risked her life before the king. Think of Peter. Before he became the rock of the church, he was shaken by denial and shame. Every divine assignment carries battles, and the harder the resistance, the clearer the proof of purpose. Your connection, your struggle, your storm, it is not meaningless. It is the enemy's desperate attempt to destroy something he knows will release blessings for generations. Because when two chosen ones stand united, they become a weapon against darkness. They break cycles, they heal bloodlines, they birth legacies.
And that is exactly what terrifies the enemy about you. He is not fighting your relationship because it is weak. He is fighting it because it is powerful. Now pause for a moment. Ask yourself honestly, whose voice have you been listening to? The one that tells you to walk away in fear, or the one that says, "Be still and know that I am God"? Because God never speaks in hopelessness. He never leads through despair. His voice always carries peace, even in correction. If the voice inside you only pushes you to quit, then it is not the shepherd.
Chosen one, let this truth sink deep. The pain you feel is not proof of failure. It is proof of purpose. The storm is not the end. It is the preparation. The silence is not God's absence. It is His strategy. And the waiting is not punishment. It is the training ground for your destiny. Think of a seed buried underground. From the outside, it looks dead. The soil looks unchanged. Days pass, weeks pass, and nothing seems to grow. But beneath the surface, roots are forming, life is stirring. If you dig it up too soon because you don't see progress, you kill the miracle before it breaks through. That's what the enemy wants, to trick you into quitting right before the breakthrough. But hear me, one day after you quit could have been the day of your miracle. One more prayer, one more sunrise, one more act of faith, that could be the very moment heaven shifts everything.
So don't let discouragement steal what God is still building. Don't mistake silence for absence. Don't mistake delay for denial. God is still at work. Now let me tell you how to fight, because you cannot win this battle with human weapons. Arguments won't work. Shouting won't fix it. The true war is spiritual, and the weapons of heaven are prayer, patience, and faith. First, pray intentionally. Call out their name before God. Cover them in blessing, not complaints. Declare healing over their wounds, clarity over their confusion, light over their darkness. Your words in the secret place carry more power than your words in an argument.
Second, refuse to fight with your mouth. The enemy loves to twist words and plant division, but when you stay silent before men and loud before heaven, you gain an authority no argument can match. Third, trust God's timing. Even when it feels silent, He is working. Just like Joseph in the prison, David in the cave, and Job in the ashes, silence was never abandonment. It was preparation. And finally, endure. Chosen one, this is the hardest step, but it is also the most powerful. Endurance is not weakness, it is your greatest weapon. Because when you outlast the storm, you step into the promise.
So I leave you with this prophetic question. If tomorrow was the day of your miracle, would you really walk away tonight? Write these words in the comments as a decree of faith. I will endure. Not as a wish, but as a declaration. Because when you speak it, you partner with heaven. You declare to the enemy, you will not steal this from me. I will see what God promised. Chosen one, don't quit now. The battle is proof of the blessing. The resistance is proof of the breakthrough. And your story is not over. Victory is closer than you think.